Hi, what's up guys, and welcome back to my next video. Hope you're all doing well today, and I'm continue reading the stories I did a couple of days ago, A Ramble in Aphasia. I just discovered that I mispronounced the word aphasia. I pronounce it like aphasia, which is wrong. PH is silent, so remember this. The right version is aphasia. Let me continue. Sometimes, as my mood urged me, I would seek the stately, softly murmuring palm rooms, redolent with high-born life and delicate restraint, redolent, restraint, and wait to dine. After I would go down to the waterways and streams packed with vociferous, bedecked, bedecked, unchecked, lovemaking clerks and shopgirls to their crude pleasures on the island shores. And there was always Broadway, glistening, opulent, wily, worrying, desirable Broadway, glistening, opulent, wily, worrying, desirable Broadway. Growing upon one like an opium habit. One afternoon, I entered my hotel. A stout man with a big nose and black mustache blocked my way in the corridor. When I would have passed around him, he greeted me with offensive familiarity. Familiarity. "Hello, Belford," he cried loudly. "What's the deuce are you doing in New York? Didn't know anything could drag you away from that old book than yours. I must be alone, or this is a little business run alone here." "You have made a mistake, sir," I said coldly, releasing my hand from his grasp. "My name is Pinhammer. You will excuse me." The man dropped to one side, apparently astonished. As I walked to the clerk's desk, I heard him call to a bellboy and say something about telegraph blanks. "You will give me my bill," I said to the clerk, "and have my baggage brought down in half an hour. I do not care to remain where I am annoyed by confidence, man." I moved that afternoon to another hotel, a sedate, old-fashioned one in Lower Fifth Avenue. There was a restaurant a little off Broadway where one could be served among almost al fresco in a topic array of screening flora. Quite a luxury, and a perfect service made it an ideal place in which to take luncheon or refreshment. One afternoon, I was there picking my way to a table among the ferns where I felt my sleeve caught. "Mr. Belford!" exclaimed my amazingly sweet voice. I turned quickly to see a lady seated alone, a lady of about 30, with exceedingly handsome eyes, who looked at me as though I had been her very dear friend. "You were about to pass me," she said, accusingly. "Don't tell me you don't know me. Why should we not shake hands at least once in 15 years?" I shook hands with her at once. I took a chair opposite her at the table. I summoned with my eyebrows and hovering waiter. The lady was philandering with an orange eyes. I ordered a creme de menthe, a creme de menthe. Their hand was reddish bronze. You could not look at it because you could not look away from her eyes, but you were conscious of it as you are conscious of sunset while you look into the profundities, profundities of a wood at twilight. Are you sure you know me? I asked. No, she said, smiling. I was never sure of that. What would you think? I said, a little anxiously. If I were to tell you my name is Edward Pinhammer from Cornopolis, Kansas. What would I think? She repeated with a merry glance. Why that you had not brought Mr. Belford to New York with you? Of course, I do wish you had. I would have liked to see Marian's, her voice lowered slightly. You haven't changed much, Elwyn. I felt her wonderful eyes searching mine and my face more closely. And the face more closely. Yes, you have, she amended. And there was a soft, exultant, exultant note in her last tones. I see it now. You haven't forgotten. You haven't forgotten for a year or a day or an hour. I told you you never could. I poked my straw anxiously in the de menthe, creme de menthe, menthe, creme de menthe. I'm sure I beg your pardon, I said, a little uneasy at her gaze. But that is just the trouble. I have forgotten. I've forgotten everything. She lauded my dental. Lauded. Lauded. She laughed deliciously at something else seemed to see in my face. I heard of you at times, she went on. You're quite a big lawyer out west, Denver, isn't it? Or Los Angeles? Marian must be very proud of you. You knew, I suppose, that I married 6 months after you did. You may have seen it in the papers. The flowers alone cost $2,000. She said mentioned she had mentioned 15 years. 15 years is a long time. Would it be too late? I asked somewhat timorously, to offer you congratulations. Not if you dare to not if you dare do it, she answered with such fine interpidity. Interpidity. That I was silent and began to crease patterns on the cloth with my thumbnail. Crease. To crease. Crease. Tell me one thing, she said, l- leaning towards me rather eagerly. I think I have wanted to know for many years, just from a woman's curiosity, of course. You have ever dared since that night to touch, or look at white roses wet with rain and dew, DAW. I took a sip of creme de menthe. It would be useless, I suppose, with a sigh. I said with a sigh. For me to repeat that, I have no recollection at all about these things. My memory is completely at fault. I need not say how much I regret it. The lady rested her arms upon the table and again her eyes disdained disdained my words, and went traveling by their own road, direct to my soul. She laughed softly with a strange quality in the sound. It was a laugh of happiness, yes, and of content, and of misery. Misery. I tired to look away from her. You lie, Elwyn Belford. She breathed blissfully, blissfully. Oh, I know you lie. I gazed dully, I gazed dully into the ferns. I gazed dully into the ferns. My name is Edward Pinhammer, I said. I came with the delegates to the Druggist National Convention. There is a movement on foot for arranging a new position for the bottles of tartrate of antimony and tartrate of potash, in which very likely you would take little interest. A shining landau stepped before the entrance. The lady rose. I took her hand and bowed. I'm deeply sorry, I said to her, that I cannot remember. I could explain, but fear you would not understand. You will not concede, concede, Pinhammer. And I really cannot at all conceive of the roses and the other things. Goodbye, Mr. Belford, she said, with her happy, sorrowful smile, and she stepped into her carriage. Alright, guys, that's enough for today, and see you tomorrow on the last final part. Thank you. Bye.